Hello, everybody. I love the topic. Hi, Chiara. I love the topic like family clearing night. It always brings into my head is like, oh, clearing family means like at the end they're gone and no more problems. How
You
cool! I'm like, maybe it's something different. So what is it?
well, I like your visual. It's like sweeping them out of the door, like. Psh, psh, psh. Well,
Wouldn't that be
actually,
fun if it would work like this? Like, oh, you're annoying. Just brush it
you,
out.
you get a broom and you're like, cleared, done.
No more
Well,
mother issues. Good. Mother
yeah,
gone, no more issues. Fine. But it's not working like this, does it? I
not
mean,
necessarily. Even though they might be gone. Uh,
yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm sorry to interrupt already.
no,
It's just like, even if the mother is not in your life anymore or the father, but the points of views they put on you, they're still there. And at a certain point, you outcreate them even with judging yourself for the things. And it's like, OMG, like, it's an insane program. And I guess a lot of us are fully in that.
totally. And you know, what I think it's funny, beyond the concept of family, as in mom and dad, uncles, kids, etc., is familiarity as a concept. So something that you grow accustomed to, used to. And isn't that what happened with our own limitations and glass ceiling, where you're like, where we kind of make anything permanent, where we take it as good. So like, I don't know, I'm not a business person, bam, and you create that as a reality in your own universe. That is something that becomes so familiar that you make it solid and real. And so, since your point of view creates your reality, then anything you're going to do from that choice and decision and conclusion onward is just going to confirm it. So if you're not a business person, even when you have breakfast, in the back of your mind, you will have the program running of, I'm not a business person. I don't have ease with money. I don't know, teenagers are difficult, whatever it is. So what if by clearing family, we just actually start creating some motion around all the stuckness and the things that we take as good in our life, and just start moving them and instilling a different possibility around that. So tonight we're going to run a lot of processes, and it's just going to be a very practical evening of running processes. And what I love about the access consciousness tool is that the moment you choose to set something in motion, you actually did your part. You can just like check it out green, and then have the process and the clearings do the job for you. So it's a really a bit of a, well, two parts process where your choice creates your reality, and then you can really allow the question and the verbal clearing to go deeper and wider and untangle in their own way, like, let them do their own thing, and you're gonna be changed. I am so looking forward to tonight, actually.
And I like that so much because oftentimes you're not even aware how many fixed points of views we have that are regards to family. Because it's like you have been grown up. It just looks like that's life when it's maybe completely not. So
Totally. Well, yeah, it's insane, but like, family is our first, the perimeter, let's say, of our first word. That's the family. And even if you think about how, um, well, there is this is a very kids educational, kids development related things, but like, for example, there is, so the baby is in the womb for 9 months. I was like, 7, 9, no, 9 months. And then they start crawling, and they start, when they go, they're out, and then they start moving around by themselves. And one thing that I've always seen, for example, with my own kids, is that I never fetch them. Like, I was when they were starting to explore, I would be in a place, and I would stay there, and I would let them go around and come back, because, and this is something that happened in our brain. We need to, as we move those first steps, we need to go far far away, and then also know that we can come back. So like, if you see small children, they usually do a bit of, a little journey, and maybe go to the kitchen and then come back and check on you, because you are their reference point. They need to know that there is that someone, that source that is going to take care of them, and they can reach it back, and so it's very rare they also get lost, because they build really an orientation system around you as a parent, first because you take care of them, second because you are there consistently modeling the word with your own action, being grateful for a beautiful day. Like, I remember my dad peeking out of the window in the morning and be like, whoo, yes, like it's like, it's sunny, we can bike to school. And I remember like having that in my reality as a, like, wow, I can bike to school. Even now I don't bike to school, but I watch outside the window and I'm like, yes, and same, look at that, same thing. My dad would be like, oh, it's raining, we need to take the car, and be like as if you took away a toy from him or something. So, and that again is just a point of view that creates your reality. What if you always had point of view that back you up, that even if you cannot bike to school, you get to take the car. So how much fun can you have with that? How many alternative routes can you find to school? How many, how would you like, if you're going to take the car, or if you're going to walk and then you need to leave a little bit earlier, how can you have your reality no matter what life throws at you, rather than following a model? What other choices do you have that nobody else has?
I
Sorry,
really want to
Simone,
get
I'm
to
so passionate about it. I'm like,
I really want to get back to that, like, wow, like with learning to walk and how you have your mother or father as a reference point, and that's when you start. And the question is, have we ever let go of that reference of the parents? Because you're a different being, different possibilities, very different things available. But if you only have your parents as a reference of what you can choose and where you get cheered on, and if that's something you're looking for or aiming for, I mean, if you're a really creative person, maybe a futurist, pioneer, there's no one cheering on you. You have to be that for you. If you wait for the parents, they might have no idea and no clue of what you're creating. And that's what I'm exploring more and more, like, wow, like my journey is my journey. No one can cheer for me. I can. And I have. Otherwise,
and how
I'm
much
lost. Yeah.
and how much do you become as you acknowledge and kind of fortify more you as a being? How much do you become the reference points for so many people all around you? And it won't just be your children. If you have any, it will become your parent, it will become. And what if, again, being the source is not um, an obligation and a difficult task where you need to constantly doubt yourself? What if it's your essence as a being to be inspiring and inspired? And that is a lot what we talk about with access consciousness and gifting and receiving, where you do not just need to gift, and you do not also just need to receive. You can do both simultaneously. What grace can you have in gifting and receiving?
And there's such a difference in gifting and receiving versus give and take. That's what I learned in spirituality. Like, you need to have a look that give and take is the balance. But then, like, it's not true. Like, you just buy into a concept that's not true. Because, like, our nature is gifting and receiving, as you said. Like, you gift, you receive. It's like it's one. But then, like, oh, I have to now look, what am I getting here? Am I getting enough? I have to look, like, make sure that I'm not lost in the computation. Like, I have to get as well. And then I start taking, and everything was so damn complicated. I'm like, ugh.
Totally. Yeah, transactional reality, even for, like, for example, I'm just looking at that because my eldest kid is studying at a scientific high school, and so there's a lot of math and physics involved in that. So transactional reality of the give and take might feel extremely tiring, especially if you bought into the point of view that I don't like math or I'm not good at math. So, for example, me, rather than putting me in the computation, I would just be like, man, I can't, like you, I really need to start over again. I'm missing some information for sure. And even look at that, hating or loving math. Was that your is it your reality, or was it something that has been handed over to you? Like in Italian school, math is we call it the black beast, the scary wolf of all school subjects. But and acknowledge how different it was for me. Um, 3 years into homeschooling, when I was like, wow, it's actually, it's actually pretty engaging and challenging, and it feels like a detective work where I have some passcodes and I need to know to apply them. It felt exciting when I took the matter in my own hands, rather than being like, oh, you're not a math person, you're a more like artsy, humanistic kind of person. And all the definition your parents have of you, of what you can and can't.
Hmm.
Let's start. And actually, I'm very excited because we're starting with some pretty powerful processes. And what else? I'm very excited and curious to see what else will unravel from tonight. And maybe we can dig a little deeper some next time. Let's see.
So what's the time when we start?
We're going to start at 8 p.m. and we're going to go on for 1 whole hour. If you're eating, you can keep on eating. There is no need to share, which some people find extremely comforting. So it's not like a kind of analytical kind of session where you need to share and bring your own story and, dig deep into that. You can just relax, put your earphone on, and allow the processes to work for you. And active listening is really something that you can benefit from, because you are putting your presence there, and everywhere you put your presence, that thing can only grow. So sometimes we need to do the work, bring up some limitation, familiar limiting energies, and let them go. So let's do that.
And that's the cool thing about access consciousness. You don't have to go to your past, figure out the story, bring yourself into that again, in that feelings. No, just a willingness to, okay, I want to have things changed. Like, I'm ready for things to be different. Okay, come on, play. And what's the invest?
It's 15 euros.
1.5. It's like
1.5. Yeah.
basically a no-brainer.
It
And
is
maybe
a no-brainer.
too cheap for people to receive the gift of it.
Yeah, but some people want, like, it's gonna fly under their radar because it is too scary. And I'm excited and we have quite a few people jumping aboard so far. Like, I'm very excited for the bold and the adventurers out there that are willing to go and see what that brings. And worst case scenario, you got to get some new processes. You can use them on clients and friends, and you can acquire a new tool. And if they don't work for you, well, they don't work for you. But I bet there is going to be something that might tickle your fancy. So let's see. Come and discover it.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much, Clara. Thanks
Thank
everyone for
you,
watching.
Simon.
See you
See you
later.
tonight.
Bye.
Bye.